dead.
Check his pulse.
There's no pulse.
Listen to his heart.
He hasn't got one. There's no heartbeat.
He might be holding his breath.
Sound as a pound.
He might be in a very deep sleep.
Stop! Thief! Someone took all of Scrooge and Marley's money! We're right on the money.
He might be ticklish. Tickle him.
Well, they always said he was an unfeeling soul.
There is no doubt about it. Jacob Marley is dead.
Are you certain?
Dead certain.
How dead as a doornail.
As dead as a doornail.
What's the time of death?
Death keeps no calendar. Was Jacob Marley married?
No, he didn't even date.
Any next of kin?
Just one brother. Bob. Deceased.
How many poor souls owing him money?
Death pays all debts. Death takes no bribes.
So does that mean all those who were in debt to him are now released from their obligations?
Indeed, it does not. For that would be a fate worse than death.
Mr. Scrooge, you scared us to death.
The evidence suggests otherwise.
Forgive us, Mr. Scrooge, we did not know you were here. Would you care to speak a few words of remembrance over your dearly departed colleague?
Are you out of your mind? The only thing dear about Jacob Marley now is the cost of his funeral. I shall have to waste time and money having it paid. Anyway, I'll have to waste time and money and expense having him weighed. Did you give him the last rites?
There's nothing right about him.
Hey, you could say that again.
There's nothing right about him.
That remark is an exceedingly poor taste. As I remember, you were behind in the payment of your debt to Mr. Marley and I. Now he may be dead as a doornail, but I will be round at your house at daybreak to collect the debt. And you had better remember to pay me. How's that for remembrance?
You are most diligent, Mr. Scrooge. Your memory is as faultless and as sharp as the icicles hanging on the front door.
It is indeed as cold as ice in this house.
I would prefer it if the only coffin in here was the one you make and measure for Mr. Marley. Now, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, put it in the ground without any more fuss. If that cough persists, it won't be long before you're joining him.
In your hands, O Lord, we humbly entrust our brother Jacob Marley. In this life you embraced him with your tender love.
Now get on with it! Oh, time is money that you're wasting. Now I shall have to waste precious time and money having him weighed. Oh, perhaps I should put him in a pauper's grave. He'd be none the wiser. Yes, he'd be none the wiser. Now get on with it.
How would you like to proceed with the funeral, Mr. Scrooge? Shall I acquaint with you with some caskets of your choice?
I can sketch them for you if you prefer to be more pictorially acquainted.
Stop all this idle nonsense and chatter. What a trio of fools. Just cover him in his newspapers. Roll him in woodbines and smoke him. Just throw him to the beggar's dogs. I have work to do.
Yes, Mr. Scrooge.
As you wish, Mr. Scrooge.
Good day, Mr. Scrooge.
Perhaps Mr. Marley is the lucky one.
Perhaps Mr. Marley deserves a gold coffin.
Perhaps Mr. Marley will be looking down on him from heaven.
People, please. You misunderstand. Before you depart, I demand you sing a seasonal song with me. Please, please. I love to sing. I must sing. I feel most alive when I sing. Even in death, I am going for a song. I can carry a tune like no other. But Ebenezer Scrooge was as tone-deaf as a doornail. He wouldn't allow me to sing in this life, so I shall sing in the next. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, dashing through the snow in one horse open sleigh. Over fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits bright. Oh, what fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Hit it! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a horse sleigh. And that's why they call me Jingling Jacob. I mean, called me Jingling Jacob, past tense, because I passed away. Thank you, you are too kind. I will be here all week. In fact, I will be here forever! Ah! Forever! Ah! Oh.
I am sorry. Mr. Scrooge. Oh, how are you? I'm ever so sorry, Mr. Scrooge.
I will come and see you very shortly, madam.
Oh.
I'll be round at your pitiful dwelling at exactly 4 o'clock to collect your debt.
Oh, I'm ever so sorry, Mr. Scrooge, but my husband, he left the money at his sister's in Muswell Hill.
Well, now that is an oversight. What are you doing now?
Oh, I'm on my way to visit the old mother, sir, but I'm late.
Why are you late?
It's my new cane, sir. It's much heavier and it's weighing me down.
Give it to me. Made of very fine and strong wood. It's wasted on an imbecile like you. I will keep it as a down payment on your interest. I shall be round at the stroke of 4 to collect the rest.
Oh, as you wish, Mr. Scrooge.
I do not wish, madam. My only wish is that the weak and impaired make way for the fit and prosperous.
Away in a manger, no crib for a bed, the little Lord Jesus lay down his sweet head. Merry Christmas, sir. Would you like to make a donation? We will sing a carol of your choice, and all the money goes to the orphan children. Oh, bless the dear old gentleman. He must be hard of hearing. You know, he reminds me of my old grandfather. He was as deaf as a post. Oi, a bit soft in the head. But a lovely old gentleman. Aren't you a lovely old
I
gentleman?
wouldn't do that if I were you. That's Mr. Scrooge. Oh,
Mr. Hooge?
that's Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh, come on, don't be daft. He's just a dear old, long-in-tooth, soft-in-the-head old gentleman, aren't you, Mr. Spoody Woody? Oh, I know how to put a smile on your face. Listen to this. Ebenezer was an old geezer who went out in the cold. He walked on some ice, fell over thrice, and he landed on Santa's threshold.
Not me, you simpleton! Nothing would give me more pleasure than to put you away in a manger with all the other carol singers. I am Ebenezer Scrooge. How dare you talk to me in such an impertinent manner? Oh, have you lost your Christmas cheer? Oh, how sad. I'm feeling quite jolly now. I know. How about a bit of Jingle Bells? Everybody knows that one, eh? Jingle bells, jingle all the way! What fun.
night, oh, holy night, Son of God.
I thought I heard a noise. Cratchit.
Really, sir? I didn't hear a thing.
Then you'd better clean your ears out, Cratchit. There's more wax in them than there is in that candle.
Oh, yes, sir.
I thought I heard a pathetic, plaintive wailing, like a miserable church mouse. Are you sure it wasn't you?
It was not I, sir.
Are you sure your pathetic family aren't hiding in here somewhere, looking for a bit of warmth and cheer?
No, Mr. Scrooge. They're at home preparing for Christmas.
Preparing for Christmas. What have they got to prepare? Let's see now. A dead tree, some flea-bitten holly, some mouldy mistletoe, a stale Christmas pudding.
Oh, Mr. Scrooge. We may not have a lot, but we make up for it with love and kindness. Our house is full of that, sir.
Your house is full of nothing, Cratchit. Nothing but filth, despair, and poverty. You're wasting my time and precious money by being bone idle, Cratchit. What am I paying you for? To work? Not to wail and squeak like a miserable church mouse?
Yes, Mr. Scrooge. I'm very sorry, sir. I just thought, as it's nearly Christmas, I'd make a little merry, sir.
So you admit you were singing, eh? What little ditty was it you were singing?
Oh, Mr. Scrooge, it was Silent Night. Well, no one was around to hear it. I just thought it would put me in the Christmas spirit and keep me a little warmer, sir.
If I hear another whistle out of you, Cratchit, your night will be silent for all eternity. Yes, and the faster you work, the warmer you'll be. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Say it.
I hear you, Mr. Scrooge.
Yes. And if I hear that word Christmas again, it'll be the last word you utter in this miserable world. You can join Jacob Marley in the bowels of the earth and sing to your heart's content there in the afterlife.
Is Mr. Marley dead, sir?
Yes, he is.
Oh, that is sad. God rest his soul. I'll remember him in my prayers.
Don't be soft and pathetic, Cratchit. Mr. Marley barely noticed you and didn't waste a single thought or word on you. Oh, cease! I can't bear it any longer, man!
What, sir?
That infernal racket from your feather!
My what, sir?
I can't bear to hear you scratch it, Cratchit! I demand absolute silence. Do you know why?
Begging your pardon, sir, I do not.
Of course you don't. How could you? Lack of nourishment to the brain has made you dull and stupid, man. Dull and stupid.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Scrooge.
I prefer it when you are dumb, instead of all your scratching and gibbering. I can't hear the sound of coin upon the scale. It is the most beautiful and satisfying sound in all the world, Cratchit. And I won't have it ruined by an ignoramus like you. Do you understand me?
Yes, Mr. Scrooge. I'm very sorry, sir. I pressed a little harder because I was thinking of Mr. Marley.
What of him?
Oh, I feel sorry. I mean, he didn't get to celebrate one more day, sir.
Mr. Marley is dead. As dead as a doornail. He's about as much use to me as a turkey or a carol singer. Talking of turkeys, here comes one now.
Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Ah,
God save you.
humbug.
Christmas a humbug, Uncle? You don't mean that, I'm sure.
I do. Merry Christmas. What right have you to be merry? What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough, just like him.
What reason have you to be miserable, Uncle? What reason have you to be morose? You're rich enough.
Humbug.
Don't be cross, Uncle.
What? What else can I be when I live in a world full of fools? What is Christmas but a time for paying bills without any money? A time for finding yourself a year older and not an hour richer. A time for balancing books that topple over. If I had my way, every idiot who goes around with Merry Christmas on his lips would be boiled in his own pudding, a stake of holly driven through his heart.
Uncle!
Nephew, you keep Christmas in your way, and I'll keep it in mine.
Keep it? You don't keep it.
And you can have it and stuff your precious turkey with it. Much good it'll ever do you, much good it's ever done you.
Uncle, I have always thought of Christmas to be a good time. A kind and forgiving charitable time. It's the only time I know of in the long calendar of the year where men and women consent to open their shut-up hearts freely and think of the people below them, well, as if they really were fellow passengers on the way to the grave, not another race of creatures on a different journey. And although it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it does me good, and I say, God bless it.
If I hear another sound out of you, Bob Cratchit, that will be. You will lose your position and keep your Christmas. And you'll lose your hands. You're quite the speaker, sir. It's a wonder you don't go into Parliament.
Well, I don't think things will get that bad. Come on, Uncle. Don't be cross. Come and dine with me and my wife tomorrow. We have a beautiful turkey with all the trimmings.
Oh, leave me alone. I wish you would hurry all your fellow passengers to their graves, leaving me to prize open their little pockets and put their gold and silver to better use.
I will come again next Christmas, and the year after that, until you draw your last breath. So, Merry Christmas, Uncle.
You know, Fred, you remind me of a Christmas turkey.
And why is that, Uncle?
Because I want you to get stuffed!
Uncle, before I go and do that, I must ask you one last thing. If you answer this, I promise I shall go and get stuffed right away. Please, Uncle, it's important.
What is it, Fred? Spit it out.
How can you close your ears to the joyous sound of carol singers? I mean, do you hear them, Bob Cratchit?
Oh, yes, sir.
Do they sing many carols?
Oh, yes, sir.
Which is your favourite?
Oh, there are so many, sir.
Yes, yes, of course. If you were given a Christmas carol as a present, which one would it be? Come on, man, before my uncle blows a gasket, Bob Cratchit.
Good King Wenceslas.
Splendid choice, Bob. Do you know the words?
Oh, yes, sir.
So do I. Let's sing it now. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even. Brightly shone the moon that night, though the frost was cruel, when the poor man came in sight, gathering winter fuel. Merry Christmas, Bob Cratchit.
Merry Christmas to you, sir.
And a Happy New Year.
Get out of here now, Fred! Get out! I will deal with you most severely, Bob Cratchit. Out, Fred!
Goodbye, Bob.
Out, I say!
Sorry, Bob. Oh, if he turns you out, I'll lend you a Bob. Bob.
Get! There's my nephew and my clerk on 15 shillings a week. A threadbare family and a mealy-mouthed wife, singing and talking about a Merry Christmas. Ah, the world is collapsing. I will retire to bed now. What have you got to say for yourself? Or would you rather sing it?
Scrooge and Marley, I believe. Do we have the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley is dead. He died in the wee hours of this morning.
Oh, our condolences, Mr. Scrooge. If there's anything we can do to ease the burden of your loss, to stem the tide of grief, please do not hesitate to ask.
Madam, I'm hesitant to trust anyone who's so blinded by sympathy.
Mr. Scrooge, it is clear that you've been greatly affected by this tragic turn of events. When you enter the official period of mourning, we can offer you spiritual guidance and sustenance.
Madam, I'm hesitant to trust someone who cannot limit the portions she eats.
Well, I'm sure Mr. Marley's liberality is well represented by his surviving partner.
Then you wouldn't even get money out of an open safe, madam.
Mr. Scrooge, at this festive season of the year, it is desirable that we make provision for the poor and destitute who suffer greatly. Many thousands are in want of common necessities. Hundreds of thousands are in want of common comfort, sir.
Yes, common is right, for that is what they are.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
No,
sir.
you wouldn't. Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons.
And the union workhouses, are they still in operation?
Oh, yes, they still are, though I wish I could say they were not.
And the poor law and the treadmill, is it still in full swing?
Both very busy, sir.
From what you said, I thought that something had occurred to stop them in their useful operation. I'm glad to hear it.
But regrettably, as they do not furnish Christian cheer of mind or body to the multitude, a few of us are endeavouring to raise funds to buy the poor some meat, drink, and means of warmth.
And I will cheer with any Christian if the poor would stop using up so much space and warmth, depriving the rest of us of it.
Will we choose this time of year, Mr. Scrooge, because it is a time when want is keenly felt and abundance rejoices. What shall we put you down for?
Nothing.
You wish to remain anonymous.
I wish to be left alone. You ask me what I wish, and that is my answer. I do not make merry at Christmas, and I cannot afford to make other idle people merry. I support the establishments I mentioned, and the well-off, the poor must go there.
But, sir, as you know, many cannot afford to go there and would rather die.
Well, if they'd rather die, they'd better do it and decrease the surplus population.
But surely you can't be serious, Mr. Scrooge. A prosperous man of business like yourself must have something spare to give those who are less fortunate.
It is not my business. It is enough for a man to take care of his own business, let alone other people's, and mine occupies me constantly. Now, good afternoon, madams.
Very well, sir, as you wish. But before we go, we must do our charitable duty and impart some warmth and Christmas cheer to this office.
Oh, I think we have our work cut out for us here. God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay.
Get out now! Out! Get out of here, you two! Out! Out! All of you! I want to send you home for good. You are insubordinate, Bob Cratchit, and a terrible singer. I suppose you'll be wanting the whole day off tomorrow, huh?
If quite convenient, sir.
It is not convenient, and it is not fair. If I was to stop your wages for a day, you would think yourself ill-used, but you don't think me ill-used if I pay you for no day's work.
It's only once a year, sir.
A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose you must have the whole day. Be here all the earlier the next morning.
Yes, Mr. Scrooge. I promise. Thank you kindly.
Humbug!
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay.
Have you cow-sinners no shame? You certainly have no humour!
Remember Christ our Saviour was born on Christmas Day.
A humbug on your humorous June!
To save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray.
It's all humbug, it's a humbug.
Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Overworked, Ebenezer.
God God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. The good tidings of comfort and joy.
Good night's sleep, that's all you need.
Comfort and joy. The good tidings of comfort and joy. God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power.
I know him. He looks like Jacob Marley. I know you. You look like Jacob Marley. How now? What do you want with me?
So much.
Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Well, who were you then? You look very pale.
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
But you died only this morning.
That is correct.
Oh. Would you like to sit down?
I would not.
Would you like to lie down?
I did enough of that when I passed on.
Oh. Would you like to lean by the fire?
I would prefer to stand.
Oh.
It's better for the diaphragm, especially when one is singing. Don't you believe in me, dear Ebenezer?
I don't!
What evidence do you have of my reality beyond that of your senses?
I don't know!
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because I'm sensible, that's why. You might be anything. You might be an undigested bit of beef, a blob of mustard, a crumb of cheese, an underdone fragment of potato. There's more of gravy than of grave about you, whatever you are.
When you were in grave need of a ghostwriter.
You see this pencil?
I do.
Well, you were not looking at it.
Oh, but I still see it. You stole it from the clerk when I was lying in my bed, dead as a doornail.
I see you are not easily led. Well, if I swallow it, I will be tortured by a legion of demons for the rest of my days, all of my own creation. You might be a pathetic carol-singing pauper, or a charlatan pretending to be Jacob Marley. I have seen better costumes on children at All Hallows Eve.
I have said it once, and I will say it again. In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley. A counter of coins and a singer of songs. Under the circumstances, call me Jingling Jacob. You would not entertain it in life, but perhaps now you shall, as I have entered the afterlife. And I can entertain you from here to eternity.
Toast your health. Oh. The only spirit in here is in this McCallum. Jingling Jacob. You always were a joke. Embarrassing Ebenezer. You were always a dead weight. Unbalanced. Just like these scales. Oh, mercy, dreadful apparition! Why do you bother me?
Look what you made me do! You always have to go and spoil everything, Ebenezer! Do you believe in me or not?
I do, but why do you walk the earth and why do you come to me?
It is required that the spirit within all men should walk abroad, far and wide. And by abroad I don't mean to Spain or France. But I cannot go near or own anything with water. That is why no one will ever say,
That's Jacob's creep. That is nothing to whine about, Jacob.
If the spirit does not go forth in life, he is condemned to do so after death. He is doomed to wander the earth and witness what he cannot share, but might have shared on earth, and turn to happiness. Oh, woe is me, that I am doomed to go forth for eternity.
Who told you that, Jacob?
The Almighty.
Why don't you tell the Almighty to go forth, increase and multiply?
No!
Oh, you are fettered. Why?
Why do you talk of cheese?
No, not fettered cheese. I mean, fettered chain. Bound.
Well, at least you got the punchline. That makes a nice change.
Yes.
There's hope for you yet.
Yes.
Why didn't you say that in the first place?
Oh.
I wear the chain that I forged in life. I made it link by link and yard by yard. I wore it of my own free will. I am but fresh in my grave, and it is already as long as this. Not my idea of a Christmas present, but I don't think it came from Santa.
Who did it come from then, Jacob?
A quick rearranging of the letters and you have it.
Not Stan.
No! Satan!
Oh, why don't you just spirit it away, Jacob?
No, I cannot, Ebenezer. Would you know the weight and length of the chain that you wear? You labored on it for many a Christmas, and it is a tedious, ponderous chain.
Oh, Jacob, talk comfort to me. Be comforting to me, Jacob.
I have none to give. It comes from other regions. It is conveyed by other ministers to other kinds of men. I cannot stay. I cannot rest. I cannot linger anywhere. Mark me. In life, my spirit never walked beyond our counting house. My spirit never roved beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hole, and weary journeys lie before me.
But you were always a good man of business, Jacob.
Business! Mankind was my business. The common welfare was my business. Charity, mercy, and benevolence, all my business. The dealings of my trade, oh, but a drop in the ocean of my business. At this time of year, I am doomed to suffer the most. Why did I walk through crowds of my fellow beings with my eyes turned down, never raising them to look upon the star which led the wise men to the poor abode? Were there not poor homes to which its light would have conducted me? Hear me. My time is nearly gone.
Oh, I will, Jacob. But don't be hard on me, Jacob. Don't be flowery. Get on with it, Jacob.
How is it that you can see me now? I cannot tell. I sat, walked, leaned, even sang, invisible next to you today. I am here tonight to warn you that you have a chance and hope of escaping my fate, a chance and hope of my procuring Ebenezer.
Oh, thank you, Jacob. I always liked you. You're always good to me. Thank you.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Oh. Well, I'm quite partial to Glenmorangie, McCallan, and Bunhaven, but no Glen.
No!
I mean, was that the chance and hope that you spoke of, Jacob?
It is.
Oh, well, I'd really rather not. Thank you very much for the same.
Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first tomorrow, when the bell tells 1.
AM or PM?
No!
I mean, can't I take them all at once and just have it over and done with, Jacob?
Expect the second on the next night at the same hour, and the third on the next night, when the last stroke of 12 ceases to vibrate. Hope to see me no more. And remember what has passed between us. Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain. Chain.
Humbug. Is it possible I slept through a whole day and into the next night? It isn't possible that anything happened to the sun and it's 12 noon the next day. Did I really see Jacob last night? Did I really speak to him? Or was it just a dream? Oh dear. This is the spirit that was haunting my senses last night. This is the spirit who's playing havoc with me. I will throw the other two spirits away. 1:15. 2:30. 1:45. The hour itself.
Campbellton Lock, I wish you were whiskey, Campbellton Lock. Whee! Oh, Campbellton Lock, I wish you were whiskey, I would drink you dry.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold me?
Oh, I am.
Who are you, and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Oh, long past?
No, you are past, for you're the one who's past it, laddie. Oh, Campbellton Lock, I wish you were whiskey, Campbellton Lock. Whee! Oh, Campbellton Lock, I wish you were whiskey, I would drink you dry.
Oh, spirit, please do not strike me again. Your light is blinding me and your voice is deafening.
Oh, you are so rude. I am a torch singer. Would you, with worldly hands, so soon put out the light I give? Who writes this humbug? Is it not enough that you are one of those whose passions made this cap and forced me to wear it low upon my brow? I am world wise, yet you force me to be a lowbrow. Ha! Now that's a good line. You always were a difficult wee laddie.
Oh, ow! Grandmother, is it really you? But you died more than 80 years ago. No, you are not real. You are a figment of my imagination. You dwell in this bottle. This is the spirit that's haunting me. Whiskey, be gone!
Well, you could have saved me some. You know how fond I am of a wee dram. And enough of the grandmother humbug. I'm your granny, son. Didn't you get all posh on me now that I'm dead?
Granny McScrooge, is it really you?
Well, do you see only your other granny standing here? And thanks to your feather, there won't be, because he got rid of the mick like a hen on a hot girdle and called himself plain old Scrooge.
Granny, spirit. A spirit, Granny.
Oh, well, don't mind if I do. Slangy Scrooge.
Granny, I do not mean to be rude, but may I ask what highbrow thing it is that gets you to come to my bedchamber at this time of night?
Your welfare. The way that you've been behaving is an embarrassment, Ebenezer.
So,
You certainly put the my in miser, eh? You're not called Ebenezer the Squeezer or nothing.
I'm much obliged to you, Granny, but I did not know that relatives from the afterlife gave aftercare for those who are still in the throes of life. But a good night's sleep would have sufficed.
Oh, my God. You'll put me to sleep if you keep on talking like that. You always had a big, boring gob on you, laddie. Take heed and shut it. Now, rise. Oh, God. Rise and walk with me.
Oh, no, Granny. I am mortal. I am liable to fall.
Bear but a touch of my hand there, and you shall be upheld in more than this. Wait!
I was bred here. I was a boy here.
Oh, miser. If your tears freeze, you'll look like an old grey snowman about to melt in the slush. Oh, come on. Well, just pretend that your lip is trembling from the cold.
It is nothing but the cold, Spirit Granny. Please, lead me where you will.
Do you mind this place?
Mind it. I could walk it blindfolded.
Oh, well, that can be arranged. Wee spirit for a spirit, eh?
Oh, yes, Granny.
Oh, you look as white as a ghost. Come on, you better have a wee dram. It'll put colour in your cheeks.
Thank you, Spirit Granny.
Oh, I'm ashamed to be related to you. Come on, you can do better than that. Let us go on.
Oh, thank you, Spirit Granny.
Merry Christmas, Ebenezer.
Merry Christmas, Ebenezer.
Oh, Merry Christmas, you two. And you, Stephen.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Beatrix. How are you? Lovely to hear from you.
Merry Christmas, Ebenezer.
And you, Tarquin.
Come on. Right, here we go. Right, come on. Here we go. School is nearly deserted, but a solitary wee laddie, neglected by his pals, is there all.
Yes, I know. Look at me. So young, so sad and so lonely.
Oh, what's the matter, laddie?
Nothing. I met some carol singers yesterday. I should like to have given them something, that's all.
Let us see another Christmas. Oh, dear brother, I've come to bring you home. Home, dear brother.
Home, little fan.
How many times do I have to say it?
I've come to take you home. Oh, Father is so kind that home is like heaven. And I was not afraid to ask him if I could come and bring you home. And he said yes, and I came straight here. And we're going to spend Christmas together and have the merriest time in all the world.
Oh, I'm a fan of that little plan, Fan.
Goodbye and good luck, my boy.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
And one more thing.
Yes, sir.
Cheer up, my boy.
I will, sir. I'll try, sir.
Merry Christmas, Ebenezer
Oh, Merry
Scrooge.
Christmas, sir.
Oh, Merry Christmas, sir.
Eh, well, always a delicate creature whom a breath might have withered, but she had a large heart.
Yes, she did, Spirit Granny. I will not argue with that. God forbid.
She died a woman and had children.
One child.
Your nephew.
Yes.
Now, what was his name?
Frederick.
Ah, yes. Fred, for short.
Yes.
Do you know this place?
Know it! I was apprenticed here! Oh, why, it's Fezziwig! Bless my soul, it's Fezziwig! Alive again!
Yo-ho there, Ebenezer. Dick.
Oh, my word, it's Dick Wilkins, so it is! Oh, Dick! He was very fond of me.
Aye, I see you've spotted Dick.
Oh, dear. Poor Dick, dear Dick.
We get it. You liked Dick.
Yo-ho, my boys. It's Christmas Eve. No more work tonight. Christmas Eve, Dick. Christmas Eve, Ebenezer. Clear away, my lads. Let's have lots of room here. Hilly-ho, Ebenezer. Hurry up, Dick. Lovely. Hilly ho, Ebenezer.
Yes, sir.
Chilly up, Dick. Mrs. Fezziwig.
Oh, my fuzzy, wuzzy, fuzzy wig! Ooh, hilly chilly, you dear! Ooh, hilly dum dilly dum, Ebenezer! Ooh, what a lovely fine pair of boys you are!
Thank you, Mrs.
Fezziwig.
A strong pair of boys you are!
Much obliged, Mrs. Fezziwig.
What a cheeky young pair of boys you are!
You always were hands-on with the staff, my dear. When I asked for a blow whistle, I didn't mean you, my dear. On that note, let's have a song.
Oh.
I'm always a sucker for a pucker, my dear.
You boys can fiddle with my mistletoe any day.
And you can blow me any day. Merry Christmas, lads.
That was a wonderful party. Merry Christmas.
Yes, it was, Dick, and wonderful music. Thank you, sir. Wonderful.
Oh, a small matter, to make these silly folk so full of gratitude.
Small.
Ah, but why bother? He's just spent £3 or £4 of your mortal money. Is it so much that you give him this gratitude?
No, it isn't that, Spirit Granny. I mean, he had the power to make our lives happy or unhappy. Our service light or heavy, a pleasure or a pain.
Well, by the looks of it, he gives the pleasure and she gives the pain.
I'd forgotten how generous he was as an employer, and how generous she was with her hands.
Oh, aye, she'd certainly put the fizz and fez in anyone's wig.
His power and generosity were made of things so slight it is impossible to count them up. The happiness he gave us was as great as if it cost a fortune.
Oh, what's the matter, laddie?
No, nothing in particular.
Something, I think.
I should like to have had a word with my clerk now. That's.
Oh. Well, my time grows short. Let's have a look at yourself. In love.
Oh no, Spirit Granny, must we?
Oh, aye.
Oh, no.
This one is a corker. It's enough to make me want to throw up my haggis and my whiskey. Oh, Ebenezer, another idol has replaced me. But if it can cheer and comfort you as much as I have tried to, then I have no cause to grieve.
What?
What the Dickens is this?
An idol has replaced me. What idol has replaced me?
A golden one.
Well, it is the way of the world. There is nothing on which is so hard as poverty, and nothing which it despises as much as the creation of wealth.
You fear the world too much. I have seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one until the master passion, gain, consumes you.
And if I have grown so much the wiser, what then? I haven't been any different to you, have I?
Our contract is an old one. When it was made, we were both young and poor and content to be so until we could improve our fortune. Your heart is full of misery now. You are a changed man.
I was a boy.
Well, I didn't expect that boy to become the kind of man you are today. You are full of misery. I have thought about this often, and I can release you.
Have I ever sought release?
In words? No, never.
In what then?
In a changed nature. In an altered spirit. Oh, tell me, if we had not made this promise to each other, would you still seek me out to win my heart and my hand now?
You think not?
Ah, no. Oh, and I canna say I blame the laddie. This is one bell I wouldn't want to ring. Oh. Would you choose a dowerless girl? You who weigh everything by gain? I see the regret growing in you every day. I release you with the love for the boy and the man you were. May you be happy in your chosen life.
Oh, Spirit Granny.
Woo-hoo-hoo! You have a way with the lassies.
Spirit Granny. Please, show me no more. Conduct me home. Why do you delight in torturing me?
I told you, these are shadows from the past. They are what they are. Dinna blame me.
No. Remove me! Take me home! I can't take it! Leave me! Torture me no longer!
Squishy baby, slip some humbug under the tree for me. I'm such a spirited girl, Squishy baby. Come slip some coins down my chimney. Oh, come on, don't be shy. Come and get to know me better. I am the ghost of Christmas present. Oh, come on. Get a load of me. I bet you've never seen the likes of me before.
No, never. You are more like Santa Claus than a spirit.
Meow! Squishy baby. My appearance is high-spirited and of great importance because there's a special clause in my contract.
Spirit, I do not think someone like you should be in my bedchamber at this time of night. I'm not properly attired or trousered, for that matter.
Oh, come on. Don't let this Santa think you're a baby. You need to loosen up and listen up, Ebenezer Scrooge. Now, take your bottle and listen to this. Scroogey baby, I wanna help poor people a lot. That's not too much to ask a fella like you. Scroogey baby, use your scales to make them upscale, not blue.
Have you had many babies like me, Spirit? I mean, many scales. Have you had many cases like me, Spirit?
Oh, more than 1,800. My spirit is caring and generous. The number of people I help is constantly on the rise and counting, to coin a phrase.
Be careful with that, Spirit. That is a finely tuned instrument of my trade. It strikes a delicate balance between profit and loss. Those coins do not count themselves.
And what about the balance between ignorance and want? Need and greed. Have you ever tried to balance those?
Why don't we hop on the scales and see how we balance?
No, careful, Spirit. I'm unbalanced already as it is.
Oh, well, that's no surprise. Your scales are tipped so heavily in greed and selfishness that the very air you breathe is cold and pinched. It's freezing in here. It's cold enough to make my stockings freeze. And if they freeze, how am I ever going to stuff them with special presents? Where is the fire for wands or the candle for light? Oh, this spirit needs a little more of this spirit to warm up. And do her duty. Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
Oopsie.
Oh, Spirit.
Bottoms up again.
No! What is it with women and their bottoms? It's very high-spirited. I'm ready now, Spirit. Conduct me where you will.
Oh, I shall conduct you all over London. I shall conduct a Scrooge symphony. Just hear those sleigh bells ringling, ting, ting, tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Scroogey babe.
Spirit, your repertoire is very wide in both popular and classical. You are like the spirit in this bottle, both tasty and intoxicating. You are a maestro and a neat.
And you are a maestro of misery, a graduate of greed, a cruel creditor.
Spirit, forgive me, but I went forward last night, and I learned a lesson which I think is working now. So if you have aught to teach me, let me profit by it and not by monetary gain.
Now joy to the world, Scrooge has denied the poor of everything. Let every wretch and creature just curl up and die. His coins buy them nothing. His coins buy them nothing. Scrooge's coins buy them nothing.
You have changed your tune.
Silence, mortal. Mark my words, miser.
There are those who have an embarrassment of wealth, yet who turn away in embarrassment when faced with the poor who suffer the most from poverty.
I am guilty of that, Spirit, I admit it, but I've yet to see a happy pauper, so it is hard to look upon such a sight.
Listen up, Ebenezer Scrooge. I will show you something you will not be able to look away from. We will drop in on Christmas with the Cratchits.
You mean, Bob Cratchit?
Oh, believe it or not, your Clark does have a life beyond the counting house.
Oh, I'm sure he does, Spirit, I'm sure he does.
Now let's see how he and his family keep Christmas in their newly reduced circumstances.
Newly reduced circumstances? What do you mean, Spirit?
I ought to send you home, Bob Cratchit. You are insubordinate and a terrible singer. But as I am feeling generous and charitable, I will only deduct your wages by 50%.
Spirit, I am sorry.
Silence, we are here.
Where is my precious husband and son? Bob and Tiny Tim weren't as late last Christmas Day. Oh, here's Bob. Hurrah, hurrah. Oh, there's such a goose, my dear.
Mind who you call a goose, my dear Roberta. Mwah.
Oh, Bob, you're giving me goosebumps. Bless your heart alive, my dear. How late you are.
Oh, I had to go to all the stalls to bargain for the goose, my dear. Mr. Scrooge has made it all the more tricky this year, my dear.
Well, fancy him cutting your wages like that. How dare he? How are we to live? How are we to feed Tiny Tim?
Oh, now don't fret and worry yourself, my dear. Not at Christmas time.
Never mind, so long as you're home. Sit down before the fire, my dear, and warm yourself. Lord bless you.
No. Tiny Tim's coming.
Tiny Tim's coming. Hide yourself, my dear.
Spirit, I do not mean to seem indelicate, but this is the least Tiny Tim I've ever seen.
Oh, listen up. When he was born, Timothy Cratchit was teeny tiny. He didn't grow as fast as the other children. He was still teeny. So the nickname was born. The Cratchits had 2 other children, Peter and Martha, but they were so poor, they had to go to the workhouse. Tiny Tim became a chimney sweep. And he was so good at his job that he swept people up their feet. Up. But as he went up the chimney one day, he just kept on growing and growing. The Cratchit sent him to a physician who examined him and said, the particles in the suit had an unusual effect. They caused him to grow at a very fast rate, but they also caused him to suffer from ill health.
Oh, what ails him, Spirit?
Asthma, bronchitis, and a weak heart. Oh, so he could no longer be a chimney sweep, as he was unsuitable.
Does that mean that Santa won't be able to get down their chimney?
Oh, I'll do the jokes, thank you very much. Your humor is ill-suited to this occasion. Now, focus.
Now, where's our Tiny Tim?
Not coming!
Not coming on Christmas Day?
Right here, Mother. You can't miss me, Father. The joke's getting a bit old, don't you think?
Never! And how did my Tiny Tim behave today?
Oh, as good as gold and better.
I'm right here. I can hear you.
Oh, he gets so thoughtful, sitting all alone by himself all the time. And thinks the strangest things. He told me coming home that because he's a cripple, those who see him passing will have pleasant thoughts, as they'll remember on Christmas Day who made lame beggars walk and blind men see.
It's not true. I never said that. And if you keep up this lame humor, Father, then I'm off to the workhouse. I'll find Peter and Martha and tell them they haven't went so bad.
Let me push in your stool for you, son.
Get off! I look a right fool on this stool. I'd rather sit on the floor.
What's the matter, Tim? Where's the Christmas spirit, son?
As soon as he's finished making the gin and lemon over there, I'll get stuck right in to the Christmas spirit. Oh, come off it, Father.
Only a tiny measure for Tiny Tim.
I'm 6 foot tall. I want an appropriate measure.
Well, I'll leave you 2 boys to it while I go prepare the goose.
Hand me the jug, Father.
Nah, Tim, you're too young.
I'm 27, Father. If you don't hand me that jug, you'll be joining the goose for a good roasting.
All right, son. We'll split it 50-50.
All right, you two, split it 3 ways. I need some more of the Christmas spirit today.
Sorry, my dear.
we receive from thy bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
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 Hurrah! 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 A Merry Christmas to us all, my dears. God bless us.
God bless us. And God bless Tiny Tim.
God bless Tiny Tim.
God bless
Tim.
Teeny Tiny Tim.
God bless Teeny Tiny Tim.
It's Tim.
God bless Teeny Weeny Eensy Weensy Tiny Tim.
God bless Teeny Weeny Eensy Weensy Tiny
For
Tim.
the last time, it's Tim.
What's the matter, Tim?
God bless us, everyone.
I feel a bit giddy.
Oh, you two and your Christmas jokes. Don't worry, my dear. You just have a nice little rest. I'll get the pudding.
That'll teach you. I'm not so teeny tiny now. Mother? No. Goodbye and God bless, Mother. Oh, if you make it to the workhouse, be sure to say hello to Peter and Martha from me.
Where's your mother?
She went out to get some fresh air. She said not to let the pudding get cold and start without her.
Oh, how unusual.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll not ignore your mother's wishes.
Spirit, will Mrs. Cratchit live?
Oh, I see an empty seat at the dinner table.
Oh no. And not so Tiny Tim. Will he go to the prison or the asylum?
Oh, I see a tiny empty seat in the chimney corner and a carefully preserved pile of suit. I also see a straight jacket and the jingle jangle of bells to keys in a padded cell.
What else can you hear, Spirit?
Nothing else because it's padded.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes. Right you are, Spirit. Right you are.
Oh, if these shadows remain unaltered by the future, then Bob Cratchit and Roberta will die, and the child will not get the help he needs.
Oh, no, Spirit. No.
Oh, yeah. If these shadows are not altered by the future, then nothing can happen, but who cares? They might as well die and reduce the surplus population.
Oh, Spirit, they are kind and generous people, blighted and cursed by a tall lunatic of a son.
He really does put the ass in asylum. Oh.
Oh, shouldn't we wait for your mother, Tiny Tim?
She won't be long, Father. To the goose.
I have never tasted such a good goose, my boy.
Yes, your goose is cooked, Father. But then again, that is what happens when you work for Mr. Scrooge.
My dear Tiny Tim, it is Christmas Day. I'll give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
The founder of the feast, indeed. I wish he was here. I'd give him a piece of my mind and hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
My dear boy, it is Christmas Day.
It should be Christmas Day, and only on Christmas Day could we drink to the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man like Mr. Scrooge. Oh, you know he is, Father. Nobody knows it better than you do. Poor fellow. Yet you do nothing about it.
My dear boy, what can I do? I am bound to him by contract and quill.
You should stand up to him, demand a raise, better working hours, holidays.
My boy, what has come over you? It is Christmas Day. It is not the time for such a discussion.
Oh, it never is, Father. Never is with you. So, weak, poor, and sick. weekly, we'll stay. I'll drink to his health for your sake and for Mother's sake, not for his. Long life to him. Merry Christmas to him. He'll be very merry and very happy in his house, counting his precious money. Money earned off of your hard toil and labour.
To Mr. Scrooge. Oh, I have my eye on a position for you, Tiny Tim. If obtained, it will bring in a full 5 and 6pence weekly.
Let's drink a nice big toast to that, Father.
I should like to lie in bed tomorrow and have a good long rest, as tomorrow is a holiday, and I should like to stay at home. Oh, look. I see a countess and a lord. The lord is as tall as you, Tiny Tim. He is a tiny lord.
I'll sing a Christmas lullaby
Oh,
just for you, Father. Oh, Bobby the snowman was a poor, pathetic soul. He worked all his life for a stupid wife and his son who was full grown. Oh, Bobby the snowman worked for Mr. Scrooge all day, in his counting house, quiet as a mouse, with his quills scratching away.
Now you see what life is like for poor Bob Cratchit.
Spirit, we cannot leave him in such danger.
But we must. Oh, I can't move. My hand is frozen.
Let it go, Spirit, let it go.
Oh, I can't. It's frozen.
Give it to me. Let me warm it, Spirit.
oh. You just committed an act of kindness. Are you feeling all right?
Come on, let's have a drink to celebrate.
Oh, thank you, Spirit. Thank you kindly.
And he said Christmas was a humbug. He believed it too, Winifred.
Oh, more shame on him, Fred.
He's a comical old fellow, not as pleasant as he might be.
Oh, that's just a nice way of saying he's unpleasant.
Yes, well, his offences carry their own punishment. I have nothing against him.
Well, you are always telling me he's a very rich man.
What of that, my dear? His wealth is of no use to him or us. He doesn't do anything with it. He doesn't make himself more comfortable with it. He doesn't use it for the benefit of anyone either. I feel sorry for him. I couldn't be angry at him if I tried. I mean, who suffers by his ill whims? He does. Always. He takes it into his head to dislike us, and he won't come and dine with us.
Well,
What?
I think he misses out on a very good dinner.
I'm glad to hear it.
A wicked old miser like Mr. Scrooge is a wretched outcast who shouldn't give an opinion on any subject.
Come
He's
now.
such a ridiculous fellow.
You mustn't be too hard on him. His taking a dislike to us and not making merry with us means that he stays stuck in his mouldy old office and his dusty, dingy old house. I mean to give him the same chance every year, for I pity him. He may rail at Christmas until he dies, but he can't help think of it. I defy him. If he finds me going there in good cheer and good humour year after year, saying, Uncle Scrooge, how are you? If that only puts him in the mood to leave his poor clerk, Bob Cratchit, £50. That's something. And I think I shook him yesterday. Good King
Wenceslas the town on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about,
Deep and crisp and even.
It is time to leave your nephew's house.
Oh, Spirit, what ails you? So soon?
Oh, yes.
Must we go?
Yes, we must leave now.
Oh, no, no. Just a little bit longer, Spirit. Another half now. Look, they're playing a game.
Oh, all right. I'll play a drinking game with them.
And no.
Oh, is it female?
No.
Is it male?
Yes.
Oh, is he young?
No.
Is he famous?
Infamous.
Oh.
Yes.
Is he rich?
Yes.
Is he generous?
No.
Oh, I know who it is, Fred. I know who it is.
Who is it, Winifred?
It's your Uncle Scrooge.
Yes. He's given us plenty of merriment. It would be a pity not to toast to him. Here is a glass of mulled wine for you, my dear, and I say to Uncle Scrooge.
To Uncle Scrooge.
To Uncle Scrooge, to me!
It is time to leave.
Spirit, why? What ails you, Spirit?
Oh, my life on this globe ends tonight.
Tonight?
Yes, at midnight.
Oh, Spirit's life so short.
Oh, hark, Scroogey, baby. The time is drawing near. Oh, look there.
Oh, be careful with that, Spirit. It's very expensive. I got it from a writer, the down payment on the debt.
Oh, look there. Look there.
Oh, who are you? I mean, God bless you, but are they related to you, Spirit?
Oh, please, do you see a resemblance?
Well, maybe around the mouth a bit.
No, they are man's, and they come appealing.
Oh, well, they don't look very appealing to me.
The man is ignorance, and the woman want. Beware them both, but most of all, beware him. I see words of doom written on his forehead, which, if not erased, will come true.
Have they no home or refuge?
Are there no prisons?
Prisons?
Are there no workhouses?
Workhouses?
Are there no prisons?
Prisons?
Are there no workhouses? Scroogey, baby.
Are there no workhouses?
Slip
Are there no
from
prisons?
under the tree.
Are there no workhouses?
For me.
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses? Yes! Yes, there are prisons! Yes, there are workhouses! And they are terrible, overcrowded places. Spirit! Spirit, where are you? Oh, Spirit, I've lost you. Spirit, I can't find you. I can't see you. Oh, there you are, Spirit. Scroogey Woogey is in need of some of your liquid comfort. Oh, Spirit. Are you the ghost of Christmas yet to come? You are not what I expected. Ghost of the future. I know you are going to show me things, shadows of things which have not been, but which might be. Is that so? Will you not talk to me? Spirits of the future, I know you are here to do me good. And as I wish to change and be a better man, I will walk with you and I will do it with a thankful heart. Will you not speak to me? Oh, lead on, Macduff. Lead on, Spirit. The night is waning fast. I know them. I see them every day. What are they doing in my usual place?
I don't know much about it either. I only know he's dead.
And when did he die?
Oh, last night, I believe.
Well, what did he die from? I thought he'd never die.
God knows. Or the devil.
What have they done with his money?
Oh, haven't heard. Left it to his company, perhaps. Hasn't left it to me, that's for sure. It's likely to be a very cheap funeral, as I don't know anyone who'll go to it.
Oh, unless it's to make sure he's really dead. Or suppose we make up a party and volunteer.
Oh, well, I don't mind going if lunch is provided for making the effort.
Well, I never eat lunch, but I'll go if you go. For all I know, I may have been his dearest friend, as we always used to stop and speak whenever we met. Well, he would stop, I would speak.
Oh, tick-tock. We are against the clock and are needed elsewhere.
How unusual. Spirit, I feel your gaze upon me. It weighs very heavily. I wish I could see your face. I wish I could have a wee dram.
Second, and then Mr. Deal with the laundry man be first.
Are you sure, Maud? It should be ladies first, you know.
Ladies? I don't see any ladies round here.
Oh,
Don't worry, my dear, I'm only larking about. Now come into the parlour, Maud. I'd say come into the garden, but I ain't got one. Now shut your gob till I shut the door of the shop. Oh, how it shrieks. Now, come into the parlour, Maud, for a bit of how's your father.
what I'd send Joe, eh? What I'd send Mr. Dilber. Every person's got a right to look after themselves. He always did.
That's true indeed, no man more so.
Why then, what are you doing standing there looking like you was afraid? Who's the wiser? We ain't gonna pick holes in each other's pockets, I suppose.
No, indeed, because if you did, I'd take you to the cleaners.
Oh, well then, who's the worse for the loss of a few things like these? Not a dead man, I suppose.
No, indeed.
Oh, what a wicked old screw. Why wasn't he kinder in his lifetime? If he had a been, he'd have had someone with him looking after him when he was struck with death, instead of lying there, gasping out his last breath all by himself.
That's the truest word ever spoken. It's a judgment on him. Well, open my bundle, Joe. Let us know the value of it. I'm not afraid to be first. We all knew we was helping ourselves when we got here, right? It's no sin. Open my bundle.
Always give too much silver. It's a weakness of mine. That's how I ruin myself. Here, that's your lot. And if you ask for another penny, I won't give it to you, even if I was boiled. Come on, Maud, it's your turn.
And in my bundle, Joe.
What do you call this?
Take
you took them down, rings and all, with him lying there?
Yes, I did. Why not?
Because if anyone saw you, it'd be curtains for you.
You were born to make your fortune, and you'll certainly do it.
Well, I certainly shan't sit with my hands in my pockets when I can get something by just reaching out and taking it. He always took from people when he was alive. Oi! Be careful with that.
What do you call this?
It's a shirt he expired in.
Ah! Oh, I hope he didn't die of anything catching.
Oh, don't be afraid. I wasn't so fond of him as I'd have loitered about if he had have. You can examine that till your eyes cross, but you won't find an old nor a threadbare place. It's the best one he had, and a fine one too. They'd have wasted it if it hadn't been for me.
What do you mean, wasted it?
They put it on him to be buried in. Well, some fool did, but I took it off him again. Well, it didn't suit his colouring, did it? A yellow-grey is such an ugly colour, and he couldn't have been uglier if he tried. Oh, here's the end of it. He frightened everyone away when he was alive, so we could profit when he was brown bread. Dead.
Well, thank you, you wicked old screw.
Oi!
I see, Spirit. I see. The life of this repugnant, unhappy man might be my own. Our lives are very similar. Oh, Spirit. What is it, Spirit? What are you showing me, Spirit? Where are you leading me? Oh, dear sweet Jesus. Spirit, this is a fearful place. Let us go. Now, please, take me, Spirit. I understand what you want me to do. I don't have the power. I don't have the strength. Spirit, if there's anyone who feels any emotion at this man's death, please show them to me. I beg you. I beseech you.
My name is Tim, and I'm so happy now. God bless me, everyone.
Tiny, terrorizing Tim. Oh, Spirit. Something tells me our parting moment is at hand. Spirit, tell me. Who was that dead man? Oh. Are these the shadows of the things that will be or the things that might be? Spirit. Spirit, help me. Spirit. counting house yonder. Why? Spirit, why do you point away? Spirit, before I draw near, answer me one question. Answer me one question. Are these the shadows of things that will be or might be? I must know. I cannot look away. I must look at it. I cannot avoid it. I must scrooge my carriage to the place. Ah! Oh, no! Spirit, am I that dead man? Ah! Oh, Spirit! Please! Please, Spirit, I'm not that man anymore! I will not be that man! Please, Spirit! I will change! I can change, Spirit! Oh, come on, Spirit, I know you pity me! Assure me I could change the shadows that have been with an altered life! I will honor Christmas in my heart! I will keep it there all year! I will live in the past, the present, and the future! All three spirits will thrive in me! Oh, tell me I can wipe away the writing on the stone! Help me! No, Miss Spirit! I will live in the past, the present, and the future!
What's today?
Yes.
It's Christmas Day.
It's Christmas Day! The spirits, they didn't miss it! Of course they didn't. Of course they didn't. I'm efficient of them. They do what they like. Of course they can. Of course they can. Listen, my fine fellow. Do you know the poulterers on the street but one, on the corner?
Well, I should hope so. He's in my shop.
Oh, what a
I'm on my way there now.
What a lovely fellow. Do you still have the big Christmas turkey, the prize Christmas turkey still hanging there? Not the little one, the big one.
What? The one as big as the missus?
Yes, my little buck. Yes.
It's hanging there now.
Go and fetch it and bring it back here.
Yeah, right.
No, I mean it. Come back within 5 minutes, and I will give you half a crown. There you go, a young buck. On your way. I'll give it to Bob Cratchit. He won't know where it's from. Oh, look at the shock of his life. Twice the size of Tiny Tim. Oh, glorious, glorious sunshine. Blessed be the day. I can't believe it. I'm alive! Oh, the sight, you can't carry that to Camden, it's far too big. You take a carry. Oh, go. There you go.
Oh, thank you. Merry
Christmas to you!
Merry Christmas!
And to all the world. Oh, glory. It's a fine knocker. I love all knockers!
Good morning, Mrs. Scrooge. A Merry Christmas to you.
A Merry Christmas to you, ladies.
Good morning, Mr. Scrooge. Merry Christmas to you, too.
Merry Christmas to you both. How do you do? I hope you succeeded yesterday. It was very, very kind of you to come to me. Thank you very much. I bless you. Merry Christmas.
Scrooge?
Yes. Yes, that is my name. I fear it may not be very pleasant to you or to anyone. But allow me the pleasure, the grace.
Lord bless me. Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
Indeed, I am. Not a farthing less. A great many back payments included there, I assure you. Will you do that? Will you do that?
Oh, Mr. Scrooge, how can we thank you for such munificence?
Don't say anything. Just come and see me. Come and see me. Will you come and see me?
We will.
Oh, I bless you, ladies. I thank you 50 times. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge.
Bless my soul. Who is this?
It is your Uncle Scrooge. I've come for Christmas dinner. Will you let me in? It's a yes or no answer.
Yes, of course. Merry Christmas, Uncle Ebenezer.
Merry Christmas, Fred. Merry. And what do you mean? Hello? Coming in at this hour? This time?
I'm very sorry, sir. I'm behind my time.
Yes, you are. You are, Bob Cratchit. It is Boxing Day. And I will box your ears. Step this way, please.
It's only once a year, sir. It won't be repeated. I made rather merry last night. At least I think I did. I can't quite remember. The gin and lemon had a very queer flavour.
Now look here.
I've got a terrible headache.
Now look here. I'm not going to stand for this any longer. No. Therefore, I'm going to raise your salary. I'm going to raise your salary, Bob, and assist you with your struggling family. And we will discuss your affairs this very afternoon over a bowl of smoking bishop. Now, Bob Cratchit, fill up the fire and get another coal scuttle before you dot another I. Merry Christmas, Bob.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Glad tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, everyone.